Hello marketers, today we're popping in and taking a look at this really cool article by Theodore Levitt from Harvard. Yes, it is an old article. Yes, it was written many years ago, but it answers a really important question. It helps us understand what people get from buying from a particular product or service. If it's a nonprofit, it also helps us understand what kind of benefit people get from donating to it. In the article, Levitt goes through and asks this fundamental question: what business are you really in? Going through and thinking about this question enables us to have a better sense of the benefit people get from buying from us or from donating to our particular cause. In the article, Levitt goes through and talks about a couple different examples, one of which is gas. In talking about gas, what Levitt says is that we as consumers don't have a desire to just go give money to some company to buy a product we really can't even see when we go to the gas station. Really what we're doing is we're going through and we're giving money to gas companies because of the fact that we want to do something, right? We want to go to the beach. We want to go to Costco. We want to drive somewhere. That's the real driver of why we're buying gas. Likewise, when thinking about the railroads, right? People didn't want to get on a train just for the fun of it. Some people do for sure, but most people rode a train because of the fact that they wanted to go from point A to point B. Whether it's for business or for pleasure, whatever the case could be, they wanted to go somewhere. And it wasn't the train itself that drove them to buy from the railroads. Both of these industries, gasoline and also the railroads, are either eclipsed or going to become eclipsed by other possible technologies that offer the same benefit. This is really important to think about. Are people buying your product just because they love your product? Probably not. It does something else for them. And trying to unpack and understand those benefits that people get from buying your particular product or donating to your nonprofit is essential to be a really good social media marketer. The reason it's important is that if you understand why people are buying your product or service or why they're donating to your nonprofit, that's a clue, it's a key for you as a marketer of the different things you want to be highlighting and showing in the social media posts that you're creating. People don't buy gas because gas is exciting. They buy gas because they want to go somewhere with it. And we as marketers want to be highlighting all the benefits, all the cool things you can do with gasoline. This is really fun to go through and actually take a look at with a couple different examples. So, first off, we can think about an airline. Do people actually love going and sitting in the little tiny seats on an aircraft? Not so much, especially me because I'm not small. This looks like torture and is torture for me to sit on a plane like this for 10, 12 hours. Even for shorter flights, not so fun. Most people don't get up and say, whoa, I haven't been on a plane for a while. I think I need to go and spend $100 to fly to SF just to get on a plane and enjoy the peanuts they give me and the little soda. It's probably not that. Instead, people prefer, or people are excited to get on a plane because of the fact that they get to do something cool. They're going on a neat vacation. They're seeing people they haven't seen for a while, right? They're going through and perhaps, doing a business meeting or starting school or starting a new job. All of those reasons are why people get on a plane. Another neat example to go through is to think about a restaurant. Do people go to restaurants just for the food? Probably not. Part of it's going to be the food, and there's some restaurants that do stuff really well. They make food that I can't make or that's difficult to make or I don't know how to make, right? And that's really valuable. But a lot of the other benefits you get from a restaurant are not about the food. Maybe it's the location. Maybe it's being able to gaze over the ocean during sunset. Maybe it's the service you get, right? What does service do for you? Service gives you more time with whoever it is you're spending dinner with or lunch with. So going and sitting at a restaurant and enjoying the food there and having someone else make it and prepare it gives you more time with your date or more time with whoever it is you care about to go dine with. Anybody who's hosted a dinner party at home can attest to the fact that it takes a lot of time and effort and energy, and you don't necessarily get to enjoy as much time with your guests as if you were to go to a restaurant. Another fun example is thinking about a bar. Now I know all of you are students who are studying very, very hard for this class and working really hard on your studies, but in the off chance you might have been to a bar recently, it's kind of cool to think about, why do we spend so much more money to go to a bar as opposed to just drinking at home? Think about it. You could get a bottle of vodka, you could get a 2-4, right? And you could have a great, old time doing the exact same thing, drinking at home. Why then is it that people decide to spend more money to go out to a bar? Part of it's going to be the social aspect, right? There's way more interesting people potentially at a bar than sitting in our apartments, right? Potentially we could bring friends over for sure. There's a lot more excitement and mystery going out to a bar than just drinking at home. Part of it might be the cleanup as well too, right? You don't have to worry about people making a mess of your apartment or having to clean up. It can also be the fact that bars have a huge range of alcohol. Maybe you have a huge range of alcohol at home. I don't know, but I don't. I don't keep herbs and spices and kumquats and things at home in the off chance I want to make a neat cocktail. Bars do though, and they have all those different ingredients and are able to put them together in a drink on a whim. So it gives you a lot more discovery and variety than we might experience at home. Another neat example to think about is a yoga studio. There was a student group who was working with a yoga studio as a client, and the biggest competitor they faced wasn't another yoga studio, it was an iPad. If you think about it, what is it that a yoga studio gives you as opposed to just using an app or using YouTube? You can do the exact same poses, you can go through the same sort of class at home. Why would people go out to a studio? Well, one big reason could be if you're going to hot yoga, right? It's very expensive and probably not good for your house to pump up the humidity and the temperature in your house or apartment. Probably not a good idea. Another big one's going to be getting the instruction, right? Perhaps you can get corrected. Maybe you're not good at yoga like me, and it's helpful to have someone else come in and show you or adjust you. Another one too could be the fact that you like going to the group and you like seeing other people who are like-minded and also interested in yoga, and you get some sort of motivation or benefit from seeing those people and practicing with them. Another neat example to think about is the value we get from a car. If all we wanted to do was go from point A to point B, we would probably all drive Honda Priuses, right? Very economical, very efficient, very reliable. But instead we don't. Why is it that some people go through and buy Teslas? Or some people go through and buy other really expensive cars? What type of benefit do we get from buying those particular items? Thinking about it, right, there's probably other things, like a big one being status. Maybe we care a lot about safety. Maybe we care about being able to do sports or other types of things like that using the same vehicle as well, right? So really think about, what are those benefits people get from a car beyond simply going through and going from point A to point B. A neat example is especially life insurance, which doesn't actually exist if we're still alive. Why do people buy life insurance if they're never going to be able to actually enjoy that particular product? Right? It's all about making them feel better and that they're taking care of their family or whoever it is they care about with the life insurance. Finally, one last example is lottery tickets. Right? If you think about it, lottery tickets are actually really bad value. The odds of you actually winning are very, very small, and most of the money is actually going to the lottery company, not going to actual winnings. If you want to go through and bet, playing poker or roulette is actually a better way to use your money. Why then do people go through and actually still buy lottery tickets? Well, if you think about it, it's really about the hope. It's about that time between when you buy the ticket and you get to carry it around in your wallet for the next couple of days or week, and what do you do during that time? Between when you buy it and when you discover that the ticket probably isn't actually a winner. Well, we get to dream, right? We get to think about all the things we would do if we did win the money. They're selling the hope, the dream of possibly winning, not so much the actual gambling itself. The gambling itself, not good value. You could go and do better if you want to gamble playing some other game. At this point, I want to encourage you to go through and think about what type of value your client or organization that you're working with provides consumers. Why do consumers buy from them or donate to them? What do they get from that experience?